Everyone, welcome back to the Level Up in Life, Level Up in Business podcast. This is a special one. Let's just call this my Entrepreneurial Series. This is going to be a different spin. It's an actual interview, but it's with someone that I hold so near and dear, close to me, and I wanted to kick off this series with no one else than my mother. Yeah, round of applause. Partly too, because I've never done an interview before, so I think it'll be just a normal conversation between the two of us. And I feel like you're so interesting that,
Really?
Yes, you're very interesting.
How so?
I don't know. You're just a very interesting person. There's so many layers to you that people don't know about. And I think now with introducing your fashion line to the world, I think it's a good opportunity for you to kind of just talk a little bit to the world, if that's okay. I think everybody sees you on my Instagram and you may say 2 words here or 2 words there, or if they know you, then they know you, but a lot of people do not know you. So I feel like this is a good introduction for me to, get to know you, for the public to get to know you, basically. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Are you comfortable with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, well, you're here, so you're stuck. So everyone knows that my mother is this fashionista. She just outshines me wherever we go with her immaculate style. She's always been like this since I could remember. Even if I could show you pictures of me from when I was 4 with my oversized sweatshirts and baggy jeans, and she would dress me up in the most unique ways, but it was always super cute. Remember Esprit?
Yeah,
Esprit. That was our spot, right? So I've always been introduced to fashion through the eyes of my mother, and a lot of people are immersed, they just cannot get over that. For one, she's my mother, but then also your style, and then with you opening up the store wardrobe department, and people really got to get to know you and your fashion sense there. But now you designed your first collection, right?
Right.
So tell us about Play Clothes.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh,
Where should
Wait,
I start?
actually, you should start. This is a question that I know everybody wants to know. How did you get to be so fashionable? Where did that, did it start from a young age? Was it something that you came to in high school? What was your influence of fashion growing up? How did you become this fashionista?
Just growing up, being a kid, being raised by my great-grandmother.
Okay.
It was all around me.
Okay.
I remember when I was a little girl and I was raised in the church.
Okay.
So we used to go to church and we used to wear dresses at church, but I couldn't wear dresses to school, and I couldn't wear dresses just to play around in. And when I did,
Why you couldn't wear dresses to school?
because she didn't believe it was only at church. You couldn't show your legs, you couldn't show skin. She was
Okay.
really
Modest
strict.
and strict. Okay.
So I always wore my dresses, and then I always wore pants under it.
Okay.
So that's where the oversized dresses with the pants under it, and I just developed that style and just I was just comfortable with it, and it just stayed with me. And so and that's how I used to dress you.
Uh-huh.
It was always big sweatshirts from Camp Beverly Hills, and then the Oshkosh
Oh, yeah,
overalls,
Oshkosh.
and I used to put holes in them and buy them an extra size big, because that's what I was used to. I was used to having things that was handed down from my older sister and from my aunts. I had younger aunts. And even uncles, and I used to wear their old jackets,
You
members
just
only
naturally
jackets.
gravitated towards, or you didn't have a choice and you just made it
No,
work.
it just became my style.
Okay.
At first I didn't have a choice, but then I became to love it, and it was just my style.
So what about in high school? What was your style in high school? Still the same?
Yeah.
Or?
I used to shop at thrift stores and army surplus stores, and I used to get the big oversized army jackets and the surplus combat boots and the oversized jeans. And I used to go in my great-grandfather's closet and get his blazers, just the one that I'm wearing now, and put it on with my jeans. And I always put holes in my jeans, and I was just always creative when it came to
So you were definitely
clothes.
best dressed in high school and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And then when I started hanging out with my dad, and he started taking me over to San Francisco, to Wilkes Bashford's, all these different Neiman Marcus and the Gucci store, and that's when I started that's when I really learned about like designer, you know, and just like the finer things. And I just always mixed and matched because I was still comfortable with the
highs and lows.
Exactly. And that's where that came from. And I think that's just where the tomboy chic like look came from.
Yeah, because one thing about you is like you can go into Zara, you can go into H&M, you can go into Saks, you can go into Louis Vuitton, you can go into anywhere and like make something work. And I think it's just so effortless to you. It's always been like, Mom, oh my God, I have this, I need something to wear. Like I can never just go in my closet and find something to wear. It's always just like, thank goodness you're a phone call away to help me with that kind of stuff. But it's always just been so effortless for you, and that is interesting. So all this love for fashion and vintage finds and your grandpa's blazers, this led to the creation of Play Clothes, or like how did we get here to launch Play Clothes? Like how did we get here?
So Play Clothes, like the name came from just like exactly back in the day.
I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. 435.
Just back in the day, just going to school and getting like special items for school and special items for church. And then you're going to school, and then when you come home, you have to take off your school clothes and your dress clothes, and you put on your play clothes. And your play clothes are always things that are handed down or that have holes in it that might be faded. Yeah, and just comfortable. And then you put those on. And then I just always made those glamorous because that's what I had to wear to take off my good clothes, and I couldn't show them off. So I put on my play clothes.
Oh, wow.
And I just learned to love my play clothes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, my play clothes just became my style.
So tell me, like, walk us through the collection. So you have 2 collections with play clothes, which is so you just launched play clothes like a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the inspiration for the first collection?
Well, one line is called Remade, and those are like vintage finds.
Okay.
And those are things that I love, like army jackets and Carhartt jacket and waistcoats.
Are these staples in the line?
They're staples
always
in the line.
There,
they'll always be in the line. And like dress shirts, but then oversized dress shirts, and everything is like unisex. So men and women can wear it and be comfortable. They're things that go from day to night. They're just like oversized cargo pants, and I just redid them and made them like a style that I like adding like a chunky zipper or extra pocket, or putting like knit or something on like a waistcoat. And
what's the other?
The other line is the line that's things that it's like almost like bespoke.
Okay.
And it's like that's something that I created, and it's custom. Okay. So it's like a crispy white shirt, and I designed it, and I sketched it out, and I had patterns made
from your like vintage love and
and it's and just from like wearing something old and wearing something new, like wearing an old pair of pants with a crispy white shirt, just to bring your look together.
Yeah, like a uniform.
Like a uniform.
Yeah.
And that's what my line is. It's a uniform.
Okay.
It's a uniform. You could take it from day to night.
Awesome. So, like, how often will you be launching new pieces on the line? Like, is it once it's done, or will you be like remaking the popular pieces?
I will carry every piece in the line, but I'll just change like the color and maybe the style, because I do have sweats, and I love all the sweats, and they're comfortable. And maybe I'll change the color, and maybe I'll change the style of the sweat, but it'll always be a hoodie, it'll always be a crew neck, it'll always be sweatpants. But the thing about my line is everything is oversized. So whether it's a shirt, it's a jacket, it's a jumpsuit, it's a work suit, it's a dress shirt, it's a suit, everything is oversized.
Love that. So back to the business side, just really quickly before we wrap things up. You being an entrepreneur, was that something that you think you were born with, or something that just happened to you over time? Have you always just liked to work for yourself?
That's just something I was just born with. I've never had I think I might had a 9-to-5 once in my life. I worked at Macy's department store in my 20s.
And it was you just did not like it?
No, it was really, really fun, but I couldn't be creative.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Totally feel you.
It just wasn't for me. Like it was fun because I was wearing clothes, but it wasn't my clothes. And
so styling just became like your thing.
Yeah.
And how did you get into that?
Well, it's a long story. Okay, I'll try to make it short.
You have
so
to make
first
it
of
short.
all, like my love for like styling and fashion, and even knowing what the stylist was, even I didn't even know it was a job. This was in high school, when I went to high school, and I was in the 11th grade and the 12th grade, and it was a course called fashion merchandise. I'd never heard of it, but I was just so into fashion, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll take this class. When I took that class, can I tell you, like, it just spoke to me.
Wow.
I just loved it.
Wow.
And I passed it with flying colors. And then one of the instructors in the class was like, you should go to FITM. And I was like, what's FITM? And then she was like, it's the Fashion Institute. And I said, where is it? And she said, in San Francisco. I've never heard of it before, like a school devoted to fashion. I was like, that's my thing.
Right.
And so I didn't go. I went over there, and
She didn't go.
I filled out the application, and then I got cold feet.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant, and then it was just a wrap.
Oh, wow.
I got pregnant with you, and then I just totally did something different.
Yeah, you just had to pivot and
I was just a
figure it
mom.
out. Mm-hmm.
But I always had a love for fashion. I never lost my passion. But how I got into styling is when I moved to LA, when I moved here. And I ended up going to FITM. After all. And I was kind of nervous about going because I had been out of school for so long, and I was like,
I remember that.
I was just like, I don't know how I'm
your
going to
FITM
do
bag,
this.
your tote bag.
I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I only have like high school education. Like, what am I going to do? I didn't do anything after that, so I went and I applied. And I remember when I applied, they told me when I come back from my interview, I had to make like a mood board of like
I remember that.
my fashion. And so I was like, what is a mood board? So I had to look it up. And then I went home and I got this big cardboard, and then I started cutting out all these like magazines, like pictures of models, and then like quotes and stuff that I love. And I made it into a book. It was like an album, and I made it into a book with like pages. I got this
like
album.
a mini magazine.
Yeah. And then when I went to my interview, I took it back, and they accepted me right away. And then they asked if they can keep my album, because they said that my board was so nice that they wanted to show it to the other students that was coming in.
Wow.
And they just wanted to know if they could have it and use it. And then that's when I knew like I had something special, like I was in the right place.
Yeah.
And I only went there it's a 2-year course, and I only went for 1 year because the second year, someone pulled me and a friend. They saw us like out, and they saw the way we were dressed, and it was like a big music producer, and he said, I really like the way you guys are dressed. I have this group, and they're performing at the Soul Train Awards, and I want to know if you guys could dress them. And we was like, dress? What do you mean dress them? Like shop for them? Because we didn't know what a stylist was, what a shopper was, anything. And then they said, yeah, if you could we'll give you the money, and then you go to the mall and you buy them like
clothes.
Looks, and it was like 5 of them, I think. And then we were just like, okay. And then we did it, and then the rest was just history from there.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, really quick before we leave, I want to ask you 3 questions. What is your top, if you have to get dressed, like what are you not leaving the house without?
Sunglasses.
Okay, I thought you were going to say my accessories. I thought you were going to say my bracelets. Okay.
Sunglasses.
So as you're knee deep in building your business brand, are you going to take the time to focus on your personal brand? What does a personal brand mean to you? Like, what does that look like for you?
I don't know. Just everything that I'm passionate about.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
You don't know. And that's the problem. A lot of us don't know.
It's like my personal brand is play clothes to me.
Yeah.
Like, because that is a part of me, and that's what I love. And I dress play clothes, I eat play clothes, I think about play clothes, I dream play clothes. I'm so creative. I'm already thinking about different things that I want to bring into play clothes, and I don't know. So it's
what's
like,
next for play clothes?
Sky's the limit. Maybe Fashion Week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do like maybe a pop-up or a show at like Paris Fashion Week or Milan Fashion Week or New York Fashion Week or
Girl, you
LA.
say it, it's gonna happen. I
LA.
always say no dream is impossible. Like whatever you put your mind to, not even that it's so cliche, but like once you put it out there, the universe will start aligning things to make it happen. But I always say, you know, you gotta do the work. You know, you gotta do the work, and you have to invest the time into your personal brand as well as you're building play clothes along the way, because I mean some people can learn from your story and everything that you've overcome. I wish we can stay longer and talk more. Maybe we'll have an episode of part 2. You guys tell me what you think. If you want to hear more from my mom, then maybe we can do a part 2 of this.
I love that. It was fun.
Did good.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. All right, guys, next time tune in with me, level up in life, level up in business, and drop a comment and let me know how you like this episode. You did good.